Yo, yo, yo. What's good, world? You already know who it is, man. Back with another one, man. This one right here, it's crazy. It's a lot of information, man. And I'd rather let y'all see it than me, like, yap about it. And I know y'all, some of y'all probably like to connect with me and whatnot, which is cool. We connect. Like I said, I'm had a live going and everything set up for y'all. And we're going to tune in. But this is a lot of information about your boy Diddy, man. It's been so much. I know y'all like heard a lot of information already, but a lot of this haven't even been spoken about or came out yet. Like, yeah, I can tell you that they selling the tapes now, not just on the black market. They selling the tapes, and pretty sure for a hefty price, big hefty price. I mean, they were going for like what 500 M's allegedly on the black market, dark web. So they're going for a hefty price right now, but it's a lot of information that y'all gotta check out. Let me know what y'all think about this one, man. And this is crazy, man. Like even the liquor company. I mean, I give y'all another one. The liquor company, they were saying that he was trying to be the bigger dog, which he's not with that company. They operate in like 95% of the countries in the whole world with their brand. So it's like you're not bigger than them, and allegedly that they the ones that help get them, help get him out of here. He was thinking he big headed and he bigger and better than everybody. So y'all think about that too in the video. And man, okay, I'll give you another one. The book, they send the book. It's something that they alleging that he made, his team made that book. They ain't trying to let you get the real book. And from what I'm hearing, the only people that they got access to that book is Cassie and Kamora Lee Simmons and maybe a few selective others, but that book. And of course y'all know about the new lawyer. Of course you know about him doing 200 million and that didn't work. For his third proposal. First one was 50, second one was 90, 100. This one's 200. New lawyers. Of course, I know about his conditions. They're saying that he taking showers more than everybody else, and he get other food brought into him, and the other people looking at him like they ready to get him. But what I'm about to show y'all is it's gonna be a lot of information. Y'all just gotta check it out, man. Hit them comments. Let me know what y'all think after y'all check out this video, man. Subscribe. Run it up. Let's run it up. Yeah, run it up. Let me know what y'all think. Let's get back to it. Talk about this, man. This is crazy. It's a big update. Man. So y'all stay tuned, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. I'm out.
You mess with Obama, the feds come for you. P. Diddy had dirt on everybody. That's why he was allowed to operate for so long. People were scared of him. P. Diddy was a billionaire. P. Diddy was bullying people. He literally had people killed. He messed with a lot of people, but all those people were below him. They couldn't touch him until he with the wrong guy. And that wrong guy is Barack Hussein Obama, who's born on the 4th, became president of the United States and is the shadow president for even longer than that. He had Barack Obama on tape. Big no-no. Do not mess with Barack Obama.
784 male-shaped toys. Do you have any idea what that looks like? Well, I'm going to show you because that's apparently how many of those they pulled out of the raid, no pun intended, on Diddy's house when they also found the 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. Now, my favorite part of this is they found all of these and they're like photo op. And I feel like this guy and this guy are doing their best to not crack a smile. And look, the situation is not funny. It really is quite serious. But this is a ridiculous amount of these. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a resurface clip, because apparently Diddy has been telling us what he's been doing for years. Just take a listen.
Locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, you know, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
Guys, this is all still just the tip of the iceberg. I actually have a lot more videos to make and a lot more to show you. I just ran out of time. So hit that follow button so that you can stay up to date.
Well, I'm joined now by Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who's a lawyer for one of Diddy's alleged victims. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. There are so many people coming forward now with allegations about Diddy. What do you think about the scale of this case?
Well, before I get into that, I kind of want to address the prior two panelists. First with Mrs. Jaguar Wright. She said a lot of things that were very jarring in her explanation of what she saw and had firsthand accounts on. My concern for her, she's saying a lot of things that could be considered libelous. Right. And I would suggest that she contacts an attorney, if only to vet the information she has or purports to have from other victims. At least they can protect her, and then they can also do their due diligence, the attorneys, to make sure that the information she's receiving is accurate outside of the things that she knows and may have proof of. I was very concerned about some of the things that she had said in her prior segment. I also want to address Mr. Vlad, who I know to be a culture vulture, who takes from the Black community and doesn't give back and puts artists in situations where then they are indicted by the police. And he's very much so what we call police type investigation in the Black community. And for him to repudiate what Mrs. Wright has said, I thought was completely out of line. He can say he doesn't agree, which is fine. But for him to be someone who constantly uses the Black community and uses them as a means for his platform, I thought that was very inconsiderate and unprofessional.
You was Diddy's PR team. The smartest thing for you to do would be create your own version of the Kim Porter book.
What's up, everybody? This is Creole Kisses with the latest in urban topics. Let's get right into it. So this book entitled Kim's Lost Words, which is supposed to be for Kim Porter, is bringing up a lot of talk. So Jaguar Wright has entered the chat, and she's saying that this book has come from Diddy's PR team. I'm going to let her explain what's going on, and y'all give y'all thoughts. Check this out.
And make sure it gets pushed out there first, so anything that comes after will always be held in question. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's great spin. Yeah. Get his version out before the real version come out. Y'all better believe everything that Al B. Shore says. It's about to get disgusting. See, this is the thing. Kim's official book was never sent out to anybody in complete form. See, this is T. How I know that the book isn't completely reputable. I know that there's a lot of truth in that book. But it is spin, and it is brilliant spin, and it is juicy spin. And I'm going to show y'all the value of what understanding how to spin narratives can change jury's minds. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, this book is spin. And it gives everyone a chance to dirty up everybody else attached to the story. Because if everybody looks like a scumbag, it makes Diddy look like, hey, well, he's not as much of a scumbag. Well, you know what? How was he supposed to know? Yeah, the book Bling. Yeah. Erica Kennedy. Also one of Kim's best friends, her and Kimura. It's brilliant. Dirty up everybody else and give Diddy a fighting chance. You know your baby mom managed to get a book that is going to destroy you out. You have a world-class PR team that does spin campaigns for presidents, for crying out loud. The main objective would be to get as much of that book as you can, buy the pieces that you can from the people that you think or know may have it, get the real details, and then create another narrative around it and release that as the book.
Kathy White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming, and the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake. I mean, I'm just speculating.
Oh, but she wasn't done. Jaguar later appeared in another interview, and this time she went into more details about what happened, including how Beyonce allegedly faked her pregnancy and stole Kathy's unborn baby out of her womb before taking her out. Apparently, Blue Ivy is actually the baby that Kathy was carrying before Jay took her out. Jaguar also slammed Claudia Jordan for staying quiet about all this, even though she knows that Jay was the one who was responsible for what happened.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend?
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
I want to put this up. This is from Lil Rod's lawsuit, which we have seen, and there are some specifics in there. Mr. Combs' parties filled with sex workers, minors, and illegal drugs, such as ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. I want to read one other part of the allegations from Lil Rod's lawsuit. Again, Diddy denying all this. Mr. Combs forced all the women to drink laced De Leon liquor. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. According to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs did not check the identification of any of these underage girls. According to Mr. Jones, the presence of these underage women made him very uncomfortable. He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay. So, Dr. Leslie Dobson, let's just talk about 9-year-olds. A 9-year-old. What type of person would even consider engaging in any conduct that could make its way into a lawsuit involving a 9-year-old?
A sexually violent predator. Somebody who has been doing this for a long time, is extremely deviant, psychopathic, and enjoys harming others.
It's that dark. It's that dark. Andrew, as information is coming out about Diddy and his parties and these allegations, is there a sense that it's always been like this and we're just hearing about it, or that the conduct through the years has allegedly become more extreme?
Yeah, most of the, I mean, the conduct, you know, it definitely runs to recently in the allegations, but you know, it does seem like a lot of it has been going on for years. I don't think it rose to a level of extremity. I think that what happened was with this initial Cassie lawsuit in November, that just you know, punched a hole in all of it and made all of it a lot more apparent. And, you know, as happens in these cases, we've seen it with Cosby, with Weinstein, with R. Kelly, it suddenly seems very obvious. it happens, even though, and suddenly it feels like everybody knew all along, and, all of this evidence seems so clear, but it really does take one of these sort of open your eyes moments for it to happen. I mean, I knew very little, for example, and I hadn't covered Diddy specifically a lot, other than some of his legal troubles, but, these aren't things that came onto my radar really at all until that moment in November.
Now, I want to read from a Jane Doe lawsuit, and this is shocking on a couple different levels. While at the studio, Mr. Combs and his associates, including Mr. Pierre, Diddy's longtime friend and former president of Bad Boy Records, plied Ms. Doe with drugs and alcohol. As the night wore on, the 17-year-old Ms. Doe became more and more inebriated, eventually to the point that she could not possibly have consented to having sex with anyone, much less someone twice her age. While at the studio, Ms. Doe was gang raped by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Mr. Pierre in that order. And apparently they have a photograph with her identity, her face obviously blurred out, to try to back this stuff up. 17 years old, and Dr. Leslie Dobson, is this consistent? Like, the allegations we're hearing here, are they consistent if we're going from like a 9-year-old to a 17, to people at the party, to men, to women? That's the part that has everyone's head spinning, that there seems to be no bounds to who it is. In a lot of these stories and cases, there's a type. But here, it's the whole gamut that are making these allegations.
Well, I think there are themes, right? So everybody is telling the same story. He groomed them in some way. If it's a child, he isolated the child from the parent. He assaulted the child while he gifted the parents this promise of fame, of these record deals. With adults, or let's talk about teenagers, the same thing. They're flown out with the promise. They're asked to undress. They're asked to slowly incorporate more and more dangerous activity. They're asked to go to the parties. They're asked to engage in sexual behavior, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So no matter the age, what we have are 3,200 complaints already that follow the same pattern of grooming and abuse that we see with Sean Combs and we see with other people in the media.
Now, a lot of us took notice, as Andrew said, when the Cassie lawsuit came out, but then the raids came, and then I really took notice when the FBI raids. Still to come. We're going to talk about that. What did Diddy do after the raids?
As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles.
One of the most successful true crime TV shows ever.
This is crazy.
Now has a new home on America's original true crime obsession, 48 Hours, on Court TV. Coming up next on Court TV.
Tell me in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. As part of this investigation, in March...
Hollywood shit. Do I need to use the word to start with an I?
Oh, come on.
Puppets.
Oh,
Illuminati puppets.
Oh.
They coming for Just like they coming for everybody else. And the next person, I'm going to say it here loud, it'll be 50 Cent. But don't say I told you. Go.
Damn,
He'll be next.
Shit,
Because he did his run, ain't did shit
well,
in 20 years. Not a song.
He's in the movies. Show.
Yeah, how did you get there?
God damn. God damn.
It'll show eventually. It always
So there's
Vivica already told us nobody was listening. I should have asked her when I was at her house.
you went to Vivica house.
Child, we went to the club, child, we went to her house, had a couple little drinks, sat back, we was just, girl.
And Vivica seemed like she seemed like she can.
So somebody didn't talk about, especially a woman, I'm talking about putting my fingers up your fingers up your ass. Don't get it wrong. Some men may like the prostate massage. You know, it may make you feel good.
Wait.
So what I'm saying is, if Vivica said that, she at that point, because he had to have some type of standing or holding somewhere, right, to get to where you are. So for you to say that openly, without no hose barred, I put my finger. This is deeper. This some Hollywood shit. Do I need to use
what's going on? But guess what? Diddy is now accused of trying to make a Grammy award-winning male producer perform sloppy toppy on him. You guys, at this point, anybody defending Diddy, I don't even want to hear from you. I know he has not been proven guilty in a court of law, but after that video of Cassie, his career is over. The only reason you would support this, at least in my mind, is if you were down with the ish and giggles. Celebrity backlash erupted after a video emerged showing Diddy allegedly attacking Cassie Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. Now, if you guys don't know, the prosecutors have said that they're not going to actually issue charges for Diddy because the statute of limitations have run out. However, the feds are saying, baby, we're building a blank trafficking and a RICO charge against you. We're not trying to convict you, but baby, we are going to use this video to show that you are exactly who Cassie says, Little Rod says, Tiffany Red said, exactly who they are. They said various celebrities continue to react to the shocking video of Diddy violently laying his hands and feet on Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, and more sordid allegations are being leveled at the embattled mogul. Let me just tell you something, okay? And it's something that actually needs to be said. I really honestly do think that more people in the industry have to speak out. And if you're not speaking out, why not? You do not have to know all the facts to know why he did that to that woman, to actually speak out and said it was bad. I see that there are trolls trying to start a rumor. Oh, I heard she was stealing something. Y'all will do anything, but they're not probably even real people. There is no excuse for that. Cassie was not stealing anything. Again, remember how everybody said, oh, please, he just settled because I've always maintained he settled with Cassie because he was guilty of what she accused him to be. He said he wasn't. The videotape, if that even happened, what else do they have? But let's get back into this because it's time for the men to come forward. And word on the curve, there are male blank workers, male freak off victims that are also going to come forward, as well as women blank workers and freak off victims. I don't know why everybody's like, it's all consensual. In what world is it a room where there are 30 consenting women and with Diddy, 10 consenting men, all wanting to do some Sodom and Gomorrah stuff? I know some people dream about reenacting a real life version of what happened in Devil's Advocate, but things don't really work like that. At least last time I checked, they don't really work like that. I don't know what y'all think. Anyway, let's get back into, I don't think it works like that, but let's get back into this mess, shall we? Okay. So they're saying a Grammy award-winning producer, Prince, who has worked with artists like Gucci Mane, Chris Brown, The Game, claimed Diddy blackballed him for refusing to give the Bad Boy founder sloppy toppy. He said, 13 years I've been exposing this man. No one believed me till now. At that time, when you were my age looking as good as I did, you better pop your collar and talk your mess. He said he wanted my patootie. But homeboy didn't know I didn't get down with none of that ish. Woo! He said, but he said, I told everyone that Diddy was a BA back in 2011, but he took a pass at me over the French Montana deal. When he took a pass at me over the French Montana deal, no one believed me. Diddy tried to blackball me because I didn't give him sloppy toppy. But before investigating, he didn't know my roots within the music industry and Suge Knight. What goes around comes around, and I'm still here, MFer. Y'all seen the videos today. Y'all should have listened to Tupac. Word to 15 cents. That's right. I'm glad people, and here's the thing. Everybody's like, how come people didn't say anything further? This man, Prince, Long Live Prince, is on Instagram. He is a well-known producer. It's actually saying what it really was. People been talking about Diddy for years. But the people of kiss-ups, psychopaths, greedy people that was into the same stuff. It's not about Diddy anymore. It's the gatekeepers, both big and also the small, that literally went out of their way to silence people for their King Diddy, hoping they would get a penny, hoping they would get a pound, hoping they would get put on, hoping that they could one day get powerful enough that they could start holding their own freak-offs. Those are the people responsible. We can look at the billionaires. Yes, I know. We can see what their part is. But what about the people that were the peers? What about the people that were below them? What about the people that invited people to clubs, that set up the getaways? What about the people that saw what happened in the hallways of hotels and kept quiet? It takes more, and I get it. People will do anything for money. But at the end of the day, we need to realize the reason why this monster was allowed to happen is because so many people not only were fine looking the other way, but thought that if they helped him commit these things, they could get some too. These people on Instagram, you guys need to listen, Diddy didn't do that. When they in the same industry we know about, how do we hear these rumors and y'all didn't know nothing about it? Or did you think that because the feds have been so quiet that Diddy got away with it, so you thought that you could scuttle up to the king of rats and actually get something? Anyway, Diddy has previously vehemently denied assaulting Cassie. However, the public video surveillance proved what so many women, I don't understand. People knew about Diddy putting his hands and feet on Misa. They knew about Kim Porter. They knew about Cassie. And who knows how many countless other people. But everybody stayed quiet about that. And now everybody acting surprised. What? It did happen? I can understand Ma and Pa Burkle in the Midwest,
airplane. They picked up the phone.
Diddy allegedly kept recordings of what went on at these gatherings, and he's now using them as leverage to cut a deal with the FBI. It's said that Diddy has incriminating footage, secret conversations, and personal interactions involving some of the biggest names in Hollywood and the music industry. This is what he's offering to the authorities in exchange for leniency in his case. And while this may seem like a desperate move, it's actually a brilliant play. By handing over these recordings, Diddy could potentially bring down an entire network of celebrities, politicians, and influencers who attended his events, all while saving himself from a long prison sentence.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
This kind of information is exactly what the authorities are looking for, and Diddy knows it. His decision to cooperate could be a game changer, not just for him, but for the entire entertainment industry. Because if the rumors are true, this won't just be about Diddy. It will expose a whole network of high-profile individuals who have secrets they desperately want to keep hidden. And Diddy is willing to sell those secrets to the highest bidder, the FBI.
And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but, like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
And this is where we are now. Diddy, who once stood tall at the top of the entertainment world, is facing a decision that could have ripple effects across the entire industry. His time in the NDC has left him broken, desperate, and willing to betray the very people who once partied alongside him. As Diddy prepares to make his next move, the world waits to see what will happen next. Will he turn on his former friends and allies to save himself, or is there more to the story than we know? We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy. She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse. What happens next is sure to send shockwaves through Hollywood, and it's only a matter of time before the full truth comes out. And believe us, when it does, it's going to be explosive. Diddy's fall from grace is just the beginning. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around how fast things have unraveled for Sean Diddy Combs. Just a few months ago, this man was living the kind of life that most people only dream about: private jets, luxurious mansion, endless parties with Hollywood's elite. But now, he's found himself in a nightmare scenario, facing serious charges and, most shockingly, about to spill all the secrets of the glittering world he once dominated.
What's crazy is that his downfall doesn't just stop at him. Diddy's about to expose some of the biggest names in the industry, and it's sending shockwaves through Hollywood.
These are all allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months, as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
The truth behind those infamous Diddy parties is finally starting to come out, and it's darker than anyone ever imagined. For years, these events were the stuff of legend. Everyone knew if you got an invite to a Diddy party, you'd made it. They were exclusive, lavish, and always filled with the most famous faces in music, movies, and sports. But what people didn't know, or at least didn't talk about, was what really went down behind the scenes. Diddy's parties were more than just celebrations. They were carefully orchestrated events designed to gather dirt on the people attending. And now, in a bid to save himself, Diddy's spilling all the details. Let's start.
good underneath your feet. Whoa, check it out. Here's the elevator. Oh my God. Look at this. Oh, what? In someone's house. That's so wild. I've got to do it. Let's see if this elevator works. It does not. The house just keeps going higher and higher. Oh, this is a balcony. Check this out. Balcony that overlooks the pool. This is just some like rock star shit. Lots of supplies still left. Just waiting to be used to construct this place. These really fancy doors. What's upstairs? Okay, so I think this is right here is the, yeah, this is an attic. It's a very strange looking attic though. It looks like, this looks like a stage. Man, this place is absolutely massive. Look how this place was constructed. There's so much like geometry. This place was very climate controlled, that's for sure. This is definitely going to be a magnificent mansion. As you can see, this mansion is pretty bare bones, but you can make out with a little bit of imagination what this place was designed to look like. Really heartbreaking to see this mansion reduced to basically a skeleton now. Dust covers everything, there's cobwebs and broken windows. This mansion used to be so grand, regardless of who owned it. And now it just sits waiting for a revival that may never come. After 3 long hours of exploring the mansion, I settled down for a nap, waiting for daybreak. There's something almost romantic about watching daylight seep through the windows of an abandoned house. The light transforms the place that was shrouded in mystery just hours before into something unexpectedly warm and inviting. Though much of its glamour has been stripped away, it's like the mansion remembers its former glory, if only for a brief moment. Like seeing an old friend rediscover their smile. Heartbreaking and beautiful at the same time. Still looks so amazing in here. I love the lighting. How the natural light comes in through that oval window.
They killed Prince on the plane. And that plane is owned by Warren Buffett. And so those are the games they play, man. And the most important thing, the plane he was on is owned by Warren Buffett.
Well, you know, one of the things that happened right after Diddy was arrested is a long list of CEOs stepped down. What are your thoughts on that?
Half of New York City stepped down. So, did you know that, Cam?
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah. In the mayor's office, damn near everybody is stepping down. From fire chiefs to police chiefs to commissioner of this, commissioner of that, the Board of Education and everything. I was like, yo, damn, all of them was on Diddy Island? I don't even know. But what I'm saying to you, allegedly, all these people are stepping down because they don't want to lose their pension. They don't want to be brought up in this whole Diddy mess. And they preparing. It appears to me that they preparing, if anything come out, that they could be already out and it won't be a big to-do. They already someplace else. They already living a whole different lifestyle. So if their name came up, it won't be real big, great news because they're not in those positions anymore. That's what it appeared to me. They was getting out those positions so that it won't be a whole media race if they name come up in any of that stuff. They'd be like Kevin Lau, oh, the former CEO of, you know what I'm saying? It'll go away. But if he was still working there, then it'd be a big news and a big to-do.
There was a video taken without his knowledge. If this footage gets out, it will follow him for life. He'll be on the internet forever. So all he could do is pray. If this is an A-lister we're talking about, okay, maybe it will leak, but why is this person so concerned as if this thing could actually be shopped? Like, which media entity would buy it without the consent of the parties on it? How did they get this footage? If Diddy was recording exclusively, how does one video get out but not the rest? Where are the other videos? You can't make no money off of it. So say you spend $200,000, you buy the thing. You can't make no money off of it if Diddy and the other A-lister don't approve of it going out. So you got to go pay them, and it's clear that they're rich as fuck. They don't want it to go out. So why would you then buy it, period? So then it makes me think, well, maybe they're thinking about it might be leaked. If we don't know if this individual is a potential victim, why would you even involve or try to entertain leaking of such footage?
Some of these rumors been around about people for a long time. You've been hearing little things about them. And have I heard little shit about Jay-Z? Yup. Do I think that he's trying to emulate himself and present himself as a gay painter, like to look like Basquiat? Yup, I do. I think 50 Cent was right about that. I think that's a code to, especially to white people, that he's approachable, he's cultured, but Basquiat was also bisexual. So is that a code that you're trying to tell these white people too by trying to emulate this guy? I don't know. But it doesn't look good. Why do people have such an affinity for Basquiat anyway? I think it's trash. Let me just put it out there. That was some shit where they gamed the people into believing that some bullshit was something special. And Jay-Z was one of the first ones, I think, to really talk about Basquiat. And it's like, why? Then you make a song about Tom Ford. That's another homosexual designer. What is this all about? Like, I don't know when heterosexuals started bigging up homosexuals, trying to dress like them, do their hair like them, and making songs about them. I'm just saying, you know?
Jay-Z is next. I promise you that. Serial unalivers who hunt together cover each other's tracks, cover each other's steps, see? This is what Sean Combs, Sean Carter have been doing for decades. Unless we get both, they are a two-headed monster. Unless we get both, the victims are not safe. There is still someone in a position of power that can send out the little subliminal warnings and the threats and the this and the that. They do this all the time. But we got to get the victims in a safe place. And the victims are not safe until we snatch up all the weirdos. Because whether they're getting along or not, accomplices are, they're beholden to one another. And just because Diddy's in jail doesn't mean that one of his associates isn't still making sure that the victim-making machine is quietly going along and making sure that people are quieted appropriately. These two best friends got different kinds of friends. Because see, what everybody does know in the business is that Leor Cohen hates Diddy. And he's been pissed off at Clive Davis for putting that little monkey in power. He never liked Diddy. He thinks Diddy is uncontrollable. He thinks Diddy is too wild. Apparently, Leor was right about that because he knew if Diddy got busted, he had the ability to knock down the whole game. I could see why Leor Cohen wouldn't like Diddy. Haven't y'all noticed that on YouTube, there's a lot of Jay-Z worship, but Diddy gets ran through all the time. You want to know why? Because Leor Cohen is running it. His mentor, his handler. Clive Davis put Sean Combs in position for that. Yeah, for that specifically. Because that's what he does. That's what Clive Davis does. The amount of abuse that Janis Joplin suffered when she wanted to leave Clive Davis management. The amount of abuse Whitney Houston suffered when she was ready to write her book. And then all of the abuses that she suffered. You know, Luther Vandross, that was nasty work, Clive. John Legend's manager, Naima Cochran, talking about Erica Kennedy and how she unalived herself because she was bipolar. What does any of that have to do with her book? What does any of that have to do with the fact that Erica Kennedy found a brilliant way to take Jay-Z, Diddy, and Russell Simmons and make them all one person? It just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough satire and covering for them to not notice that she was talking about them in that book that became a bestseller, and then boom, swinging it at Jay-Z's knees. I'm swinging it at Clive Davis's knees, and I'm swinging it at anybody else's knees who has had anything to do with this tyranny, with this evil.